Let's do it then. Happy Memorial Day, first of all.
Yes, happy Memorial Day to all the soldiers, Pop-Up.
Yeah, we got to give a special shout out to Pop-Up because, first of all, we wouldn't exist without him. But but he is John Leon Stanek II. You are the third, I am the fourth. And our show is 3 and 4's top fives.
That's right.
So also we have him to blame for our love of movies, I think.
Yeah, that's true. He was the manager of the Branford Theater in Newark, New Jersey, for a long time until he became district manager. And then his headquarters was in the Union Theater, and then the RKO Stanley Wanda's Daughter Theater in Paramus. That was his last gig.
Right.
So because of that, I was constantly at the movie theaters.
Yeah, you worked there for a while as an usher, right?
No, as assistant manager.
Well, that's way better.
I skipped the usher part. I had what do you call it? Nepotism.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and you just got to pretty much watch movies as your job, right?
Right. Plus, I was going to college at the time, so it wasn't like I was in high school, and that's where the usher would be. So I was in college, so that's why I was assistant manager. And actually, I was relief manager. I was doing summer relief jobs at the different theaters that the company owned. Okay.
So do you remember the first movie you ever saw in the theater?
God, no. It was probably I'm only thinking because when in the old days they had like promotions and stuff and gave things out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I remember Davy Crockett because I got a raccoon skin hat.
Yeah.
And then I remember 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I think I got like a telescope or something, like one of those,
Okay.
So as a kid, I don't remember the movies except for Davy Crockett because then it was on TV after that. So I saw that multiple times. I didn't remember Jules Verne, but I know I was there. So those were probably like the first movies I saw. I was probably like really little.
Do you remember you helped me out on a book report? I was supposed to read 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and I didn't read it. I watched the movie instead, and I still got a good grade. So thank you.
Yeah, we went to the video store to rent it.
Yeah, that's right. Now, you would probably remember better than I would, but I'm pretty sure the first movie I saw in the theater was E.T., but that may not be correct.
It was either that or it was a Star Wars.
Yeah, one of the two.
And I also remember taking you to see Fantasia.
Yeah, I fell asleep in that one, I think.
Yeah, right, because it was mostly music, and then they had the thing with the sorcerer, like in the middle with the broomstick and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was just wanting the Mickey Mouse part, and the rest bored me, I think.
That's right. You were asleep by that part, I think.
Yeah.
So.
It was still a good experience.
Yeah, if you were on LSD, I think you would have appreciated it better.
I'm sure. Yeah. Well, now segueing into our first top five, since I mentioned E.T., we're doing our top 5 Steven Spielberg directed movies, and I think we'll probably have at least a couple in common, but there's so many to choose from.
Right. So we're basically talking about our favorite movies, and then we're going to get a top five out of those five
Yeah.
favorites of each of us.
Yes, the combined list will be the ultimate list that everyone should go by, I believe. So do you want to start with your number five?
And hopefully Steven Spielberg will agree.
Yes, I think so.
My number five.
Uh-huh.
I'm throwing you a ringer.
All right.
One that you're not going to expect.
I believe you.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Ready Player number one.
Wow. And see, I haven't seen this movie yet, so I can't really disagree with you, but
Yes, I picked that movie and I knocked out my number five that I normally would have had at number five.
okay.
So that would be like number six floating around down there. And that my old number five would have been the Third Raiders movie.
Oh, wow. Last Crusade you knocked it off your top five?
Yes, yeah. With,
Man.
Ready Player One. And the only reason why I did it, I mean, I could have gone either way with it, but I wanted to throw you a shocker, so I moved it down.
Just for that reason alone. Okay. So, so why is it so good though? I mean, I heard it was good, but I didn't hear like it was one of his best of all time.
Yeah. Spielberg at his best is like a really good storyteller.
Yeah.
And I think like a lot of movies in our top five will show that. Ready Player One was, it was set in the future, but not in the far future. And the story is that people were living in squalor and they were poor. And so what they did was to get out of that, they constantly were in the what do you call when you put the things on your head?
Oh, the virtual reality.
Yeah, virtual reality. So they were in virtual reality from the time they got up to the time they went to bed. They've constantly had those things on, and they were in this mega world where they could be anything they wanted. They could make their avatar anything that they wanted.
Yeah.
So, and then besides that, there was this big prize. The guy that invented this world, this game world, was died already. But in his will, he had this thing where they had to get 5 keys. They had to solve these 5 puzzles, and then they would own the world, which was basically their world because everybody was in it. There was like millions of people in there, and there wasn't Nazis in this movie.
Man.
However, there were corporate Nazis in this world.
Okay.
They did wear uniforms, but they weren't Nazi uniforms. But so they wanted to take over this world.
Okay. So
they're actually fighting in this virtual world to get possession of the thing. So there's this one kid, and I got to look at the thing to find his name. Partsival. Was his name in the game, Parsival, and he got the first key. He figured out the first puzzle, and these weren't like easy puzzles. But then, and I don't want to go into the puzzles because I don't want to. No
spoilers, right, on our show or
spoilers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the guy that died, he studied him. He knew him like the back of his hand and stuff like that. And in the game, you can even go to a virtual library.
Okay.
And ask for certain information and see certain videos and stuff. And he was constantly doing that. And so that's how he figured out one of the puzzles. And one of the puzzles had to do with the guy meeting his first love. And the puzzle was set inside the world of, oh God, I can't even remember the movie now. Here's Johnny.
What? Oh, you mean the Jack Nicholson movie, the horror movie?
Yeah.
Why can't I think of it either?
Right. So
yeah.
that was that was one of the puzzles, and that was in its own separate virtual world inside that virtual world. So it had parts in there. So it was funny.
Yeah.
The story was really good, and it had a moral at the end of the story.
Okay, cool. Well, you've sold me. I'll add it to my watch list now.
And the moral of the story was, if you wanted to know,
yeah,
is that you can't always live in a fantasy world. You have to live in the real world. So what he did when he won the game, he solved all the puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, they were in and out of the virtual world and the real world because they had to get into the real world to help beat the Nazis, the corporate Nazis.
Right.
You can't always be in a fantasy world. So he said that 3 days of the week, the game was closed, that nobody could get into it. They had to live their lives in the real world.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, very good.
Yeah. So
all right.
That's
your number 5. Okay, so my number 5 is Saving Private Ryan.
Oh.
Did that make your list?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No, and the only reason why, because my list is basically movies that I would want to see over and over again, and which I have seen over and over again.
Yeah.
Now once you see Private Ryan, I mean, it was like really good movie. It was the opening thing with landing on Normandy Beach with all that blood and all that gore.
Yeah.
It was a great story. Trying to find this guy before he gets killed and send him back.
Right.
But it was okay. I saw it. I don't need to see it again.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, it has a lot of. I mean, yeah, just the opening alone is pretty heavy to watch. And it's probably not something that I would run for to, put on. But if it's on, I definitely watch it.
Probably watch it again.
Yeah, and Tom Hanks, his performance in that, I mean, he's always great. But, I mean, just that scene where, like, his hand is shaking and he goes and cries by himself. It's pretty amazing. And all the actors were great in it, I thought.
Yeah. I mean, they had really great actors in the movie.
Yeah, and of course, more Nazis, the real Nazis. But,
the real Nazis. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, we may do a future top 5 of anti-Nazi movies or something. But yeah, this and plus it's over 3 hours long, I think, the movie. So another reason to maybe not watch it as frequently, but still, I think one that shows Spielberg's versatility, that he can do anything. So that's so let's get to 4 now.
All right, now 4. I've been going back and forth with this. It would be that. Well, it doesn't matter. Number 4 is E.T.
Ah, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't at one point your favorite Spielberg
Yeah,
movie?
it's my favorite number 1 of all time.
Yeah.
But,
What happened?
I mean, any of my 1 to 4, any one of them could be a top 1.
Okay.
Okay. So, but I dropped it down to number 4, only because the way my other ones, the 1, 2, and 3, are situated, then I probably would have had, I could have had E.T. at number 2.
Okay. Now I know for sure, I think we're only going to have 2 in common on this list. So this will be interesting when we group them together. But
yeah, E.T. was a fun movie.
Yeah.
Widely watched. I mean, I think its all-time gross is up there in the top 100.
Yeah, and I think it still holds up. Yeah, I mean, it has been a while since I've seen it, but I remember catching it on TV probably 5 years ago or so, and it's still like the exhilaration of the ending when he's flying with, where they're all flying on the bikes is really cool.
I mean, there were so many scenes in that movie. There was the one where what's his name? Elliot.
Yeah.
He had this crush on this girl, and they were in biology lab.
Right.
And E.T. was at home, he's flicking on the TV, and he's drinking beer, and he gets drunk.
Right, I remember this.
So Elliot's acting drunk, a little bit, and now he's like, and he grabs the girl and he kisses her.
Yeah.
Then there was a scene where they had to hide E.T. from the mother, and they put him in the closet with all the dolls and the thing, and his face is there, and the mother doesn't even, recognize him and stuff. And then
there was a lot of great humor, especially too with the little girl that was Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, Drew Barrymore. The phrase that she came out with, penis breath.
Yeah, alligators in the sewers.
Yeah, the other kid said it first, and then she goes, repeats after, alligators in the sewers. So, because, and again, it's like Spielberg has this thing where he doesn't show you at first.
Right.
You're using your imagination. It's like the pizza box. And then somebody grabs it, and you see the corn stalks moving and stuff like that. So you don't know, what E.T. looked like and stuff. You didn't see E.T. get off. Well, you did. Didn't you get off the spaceship? Now I'm trying to remember. Maybe not.
Yeah, I don't really remember the beginning as much.
Land, and then you saw like silhouettes like running around a little bit.
Right, yeah. I almost put E.T. on my list purely for nostalgic reasons, but there's just so many to choose from. So I know for sure number 4 is not on your list, because I think you said you haven't seen it, but Schindler's List is my number 4.
No, I saw it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, another one where 1 is enough. For sure on this one, because,
great movie, got Best Director for it. But
yeah, it's the only one that he's won for, right? An Academy Award?
No, I think he got a second one.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember which one. Yeah, actually it was Saving Private Ryan.
Okay. I knew he was nominated for sure, but yeah, and such a departure at that point from, most of his stuff was in the or most of his known stuff was more action adventure kind of stuff. But this being a pure drama, all black and white, which was a bold move. And then, of course, the story being true. And then Liam Neeson, I thought, had an amazing performance in this. Especially that scene in the end where he breaks down, you know, not to give it away, but, and then Ben Kingsley was great. And the main villain in the movie, I forget who plays him, but the main Nazi officer was just like pure evil.
Yeah. So to me, there was like two parts to Spielberg.
Yeah.
He had like his humanistic movies, you know, his anti-slavery, his, you know, the Jewish issue, you know, in the war and stuff like that.
Right. He had done Color Purple by then, actually. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So those were like his humanistic movies, and then he had his fun movies.
Yeah, exactly.
And I liked his fun movies.
So you can see I like his humanistic, but I'm getting to the fun stuff here in the top three.
But to me, to those, and this probably could have been in his mind and may not have been in his mind, but Spielberg was always in his mind that he wanted the Oscar.
Right.
And his fun movies weren't doing it. Like even E.T. didn't do it. Not even Close Encounters of the Third Kind did it.
Right.
So he had to do something that Hollywood would like, because Hollywood votes for the movies.
Yeah, that's true. I think he really put his heart and soul in that movie too, though. I mean, like.
Well, yeah, he did, because he wanted that Oscar. He had to meet their demands.
Yeah.
You know, he had to deep reach into his soul and create this movie that he would get an Oscar for.
Yep. Yeah, and it was.
I believe that was one of the reasons why he created it, and it would be something that he would know a lot about, since he was of Jewish descent himself. So it was probably something that, you know, was in him that he needed to express into a film.
Right, for sure. Yeah, and I saw something about the making of that movie. I think it was the Spielberg documentary, where they say, you know, it was so grueling to film that movie just every day on set. It was so heavy that he would have people like Robin Williams call him to cheer him up every day. So
yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know if it affected like his parents or his grandparents or whatever, you know, that, you know, could have been over there during that time period. And so it could have had some personal reflection with him also. And so it turned out to be a great movie.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, he got the Oscar. The movie was flawless. It was, you know, it was really heart-wrenching to watch that movie.
Oh yeah, there's some scenes. I mean, it's really difficult to watch, but I think something everyone should see once. So yeah, very good, very good.
See Ready One at least once.
Okay, I will do it. I promise. So now, what's your number three?
My number three is Jaws.
Ah, very good. That's also it's on my list. But yeah, I mean, come on, man. One of the best horror movies of all time.
Yeah, I mean, that opening scene on the beach with the girl swimming in the water. Again, he's not showing you.
Right.
You know, he's not showing you the monster, the evil thing. And she's there being pulled by the shark. I mean, you're just imagining, like, and then, you know, and her screaming and her being pulled down, and then comes up, and then being pulled around in the thing.
Yeah.
So you didn't even see the shark.
So like halfway through the movie, basically. Right, and a lot of the reason for that was the fact that the shark didn't really work well and look as good as they wanted it to. So out of necessity for the film to even work, it was part of the reason that that happened, which was like a blessing in disguise because it added more tension not seeing it.
Yes, which made it even more of a great movie. And then, like I said, he was like a really great storyteller. So when what was his name? Quinn. When he was telling the story of the Indianapolis.
I love that scene. That might be my favorite scene.
Yeah, right. Then they get drunk and they start singing the song. Yeah. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. Yeah. And then the shark starts beating on the boat on the side. It's like, it doesn't let up in any of the scenes. There's always either tension or action. Right. And then the scene when they hire Quinn and they're at his place. And then you're going through the jaws.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, every frame of that movie is so good. And like I know that he took some ideas from like Hitchcock and stuff like that. I think that's what made him a great filmmaker too, is he knew the great directors to steal from at the right moments. But Dreyfuss was great, and Roy Scheider was awesome.
Yeah.
Great movie, man.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, so it's higher on my list.
Yeah, it's a great movie. It had memorable scenes.
The first blockbuster too.
Yeah, it was the first blockbuster. I still don't go into the water.
That's true, you don't, yeah.
When I first saw that movie, I was like scared. It was like...
Yeah. I mean, for good reason. I mean, I had a close encounter with not a great white, but a shark fin when I was back in my days of bringing kayaks into the ocean. And I think that was the last time I ever did that. So, yeah.
Right. From now, I only swim in water that I can see that's clear.
Good call.
Right, and I don't go in public pools either because of what people do in those pools.
Yeah. Right. So not my number 3 was Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, which is your number 6, I guess.
Yes, now drop down number 6.
Yeah. I love this one. I think the father-son relationship with him and Connery is so great throughout the movie.
And not only that, but their common love interest.
Right. Yeah, that whole thing is pretty crazy when you think about it. But yeah, I mean, only Connery could pull that off, right? As being, which I think when they filmed that movie, their age difference wasn't as much as they made it out to be in real life. I think Ford is only like maybe 15 years younger than Connery or something like that. But
I don't know. I never. I could ask A.
Yeah.
Now she's here.
She's the third honorary member. But yeah, I mean, the movie, I mean, it's right up there for me with Raiders as far as, the action adventure. All the action sequences are great. The story, what they're chasing is probably actually even better than Well, I don't know. I mean, the Ark of the Covenant was amazing too, but
Well, those are the two biggest treasures: the Ark of the Covenant and the Holy Grail.
right.
Those are the two biggest treasures. Even Monty Python was chasing the Holy Grail.
Exactly. Yeah, the best Monty Python movie for sure. But yeah, and then, it seemed like there was a lot more comedy in this one too. Like they had the Denholm Elliott character as they made him a little more dorky in this movie, that they could make fun of him. It was nice to see Sala come back, and of course the Nazis. This is the movie where he says, "Nazis, I hate these guys." And then they were able to use the Venice, Italy, and a lot of really cool locations. So yeah, and then oh man, the ending with all the different tasks that they have to go through to get to it. The penitent man will pass, right, and all that.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, at the end and stuff.
So so you already said you're number 3. So we're at 2 already. So what's your 2?
Number 2 is Jurassic Park.
Oh wow. I didn't even put it on my list. That would probably be like my 6 or 7 somewhere.
And the reason why Jurassic Park number 2, Jaws could have been number 2 for me, but Jurassic Park, the animals actually looked real.
Yeah.
Shark failed, the shark failed, but that's only because he didn't have the technology. And actually, he wasn't planning on using CGI at that point.
Right.
Because it was in its infancy, and they just happened to get it through for him to make this movie.
Yeah.
So that was one, and plus, it had like all these great parts in it. It was funny, but it was also serious.
Yeah, and to think that came out in the same year as Schindler's List. Like, how amazing is that to have 2 of his best movies in '93? That's crazy.
Yeah. Also, Jurassic Park is a great gross money thing, and it spawned 5 sequels.
That's true. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think any of them come close to the original, though.
Well, the new 3 series, the 3P.
Yeah, right.
Second 3P. The first one and that one is good. It's different.
Okay.
And
I still haven't seen it.
The thing is, he involves kids in a lot of his fun movies.
Right.
Which brings a lot to the movies, too, having the kids in there. The kids in Jurassic Park were great.
Yeah. And Jeff Goldblum was awesome in that, too, actually.
Oh, yeah. He was awesome in that way. And then, but even the thing with the when the T-Rex got out, the water splashing in the cup on the thing.
Oh yeah, another example of like the tension building before you see it. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And because when they were riding around in the car, they didn't see the T-Rex.
Right.
You didn't see the T-Rex. You also didn't see the raptors
for a while. Yeah. But and when you did, I mean, they definitely looked as realistic as possible.
Yeah, but it was you saw them quick.
Yeah,
it wasn't like in the later movies where you really saw the raptors and stuff like that.
Right.
And the thing with what was his name? The professor.
I forget his name. Malcolm or something.
Grant.
Yeah.
Yeah. She set the whole thing up in the beginning of the movie when the kid finds this claw in the excavation site.
Right, right.
Right. And then he goes, the story of it is holding the thing, and he goes, that's a raptor claw, and he goes, he goes, rips open your belly, and scares the shit out of the kid.
Yeah, yeah, he's always good at the setups. And I forgot to totally mention the opening sequence of Indiana Jones 3 with River Phoenix playing a young Indiana Jones. That whole thing was so cool too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my number 2 was Jaws. So that's our one in common. And now I believe we have the same number 1. It has to be.
Now I have a shocker for you. No.
Yeah. Okay, let's say it at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah. Of course. It has to be, man. I mean, come on.
The first 5 minutes, the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
You set it up walking in the jungle and stuff, and then...
probably the best introduction to any character of any movie.
Yeah. And then, he's there weighing the thing in the temple, and then, the dart's coming out, then uses his whip to go over the thing, and you think, God, he's finally made it, right? And then the boulder starts coming down.
Yeah. So crazy.
The boulder gets outside, he's got the thing, and Belloc takes it away from him.
Yeah, it's nonstop. Like, there's really never any downtime, and if there is, it's again introducing another character in such a cool way, like Marion in Nepal doing the drinking contest.
Right, doing the drinking contest. And
she was always the coolest female character counterpart to him, being so feisty with him, and then of course fighting the Nazis again. Remember, I when I saw it when I was a little kid, I was always scared at the ending, but what a cool ending with the Ark killing everyone. I mean, and that was pre-CGI. I mean, the way that they did those effects was amazing.
Yeah, and the scenes with the monkey.
Right. Yeah. Bad dates. And what about Harrison Ford, like, about to have this big sword fighting sequence, and then he just pulls his gun and shoots the guy? That's classic.
Yeah, Karen Allen said that the monkey was horrible. It used to bite her all the time. She said the monkey was like totally mean.
That's funny. Yeah, but I mean, the two, like, probably greatest minds as far as fictional storytelling and movies at that time coming together, Lucas and Spielberg, to create possibly the greatest action adventure character ever.
Yeah.
And then the music by John Williams, which we haven't even mentioned. He was on most of these movies that we've talked about. I think this might be his best score, like up there with Star Wars. For sure. Well,
it's probably his best, only because it introduced the shark, was Jaws.
Oh, well, that's true. And that was totally, there was never another score like that one, too.
Yeah, that's when you knew, like, the shark was coming. You heard that.
Yeah. But the song that really stands out to me in Raiders is not even the main theme of Indiana Jones. The Well of the Souls.
Right, the Well of the Souls.
So cool. Yeah. I remember you had that on a cassette tape. We'd listen in the car to that soundtrack.
Yes.
Good times.
I know. And that tape, I don't know. I don't know where it is. It got lost in the move. But
I think the tape got warped or something eventually.
Yeah, it probably did from the heat in the car, because I used to leave the tapes in the car so that, when we were driving from, Millburn to East Brunswick, we were playing it all the time, back and forth.
That and I think the Return of the Jedi soundtrack a lot of times.
Right. And then we had the tape of the first Star Wars, but it was extended because it was done as a play. So I used to torture you with that too, because it was a lot. It was 3 times longer than the movie was.
Yeah, no, I loved it. I mean, at some point we'll have to do our probably our top 5 John Williams scores, which likely would be a lot of these same movies, honestly. But, okay, so now we have to combine our list, which obviously number 1 is Raiders. That's an easy one.
That's an easy one.
So looking down, I've been making notes here. So your number 2 was Jurassic Park, but mine was Jaws, and you also had Jaws as your 3. So I think Jaws is officially number 2 then.
Okay.
And then I'll give you, my 3 was Indiana Jones 3, but you had Jurassic Park at 2. So I think that Jurassic Park should be 3. And then I guess
I didn't even have it on your list.
Yeah, but you didn't have Indiana Jones on your top 5 either.
That's true. Well,
so we could do Jurassic Park at 3 and Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade at 4. So now 5 is the hard one because it's between Schindler's List and E.T. Because we both had that as our number 4. But I would give you E.T. just because I almost put it on my list, and for nostalgic value, I think that would round it out very nicely.
Okay, so let's say it again.
All right, so here's the official list, the top 5 of all top 5s. Here we go. At number 5 is E.T. Number 4, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Number 3, Jurassic Park. Number 2, Jaws. And number 1, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah. Not a bad list, I would say, for combined for first time.
And I probably, if we did a top 10, I probably would have had Schindler's List and
and Saving Private Ryan and Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Yeah, I would have had Jurassic Park and E.T. on my top 10 also for sure. So,
right. So like all those movies together could be a top 10.
Yeah, I think top 10s for other directors would have been more difficult, but somebody like Spielberg with so many under his belt. But top 5s are kind of like the cream of the crop. So I think this will be fun to do for maybe some lesser known directors down the road, or some that are a little more all over the place, like Kubrick or somebody like that. We'll have to think about the next episode. What are your thoughts on that so far?
I don't know. I mean, the field is wide open since we haven't done anything. I mean, we could do, because it's baseball season and we can't watch baseball, we could do baseball movies.
That would be interesting. Because there's a lot more baseball movies than you think there are, probably. I know you did a letterbox list on that recently, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we could do that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our homework assignment for next week. That's cool. Yeah. Well, I think this was a success. I mean, we probably went longer than we thought, but that's what happens when you start talking about good movies.
Yeah, yeah, you start, remembering the parts of the movies, the great scenes,
Yep.
the music.
Exactly. So, all right, cool. Well, I'll have to see how this comes out. It's been recording successfully, so well, I'll put it together and see how it comes out.
Want to see this?
We'll see. I'll make it private first, and then you give me the thumbs up if we post it worldwide.
How many minutes was this?
Let's see. I started a couple minutes before you logged in, but I think we're right at 45 minutes.
Yeah, okay, wow, 45.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to go that long either.
That's like a good Netflix episode of something. Maybe they'll pick us up.
Yeah, right.
I don't know how many father-son duos do their top 5 list together, so we might have a little niche here.
Yeah, they'll put us on Crackle or something, one of those weird.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, good list, and we'll see how it goes. But it was good to see you as always, and we might have to do it maybe next weekend or something.
All right, so what are we going to do, top 5 baseball?
Yeah, top 5 baseball. That sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Love you.
Love you too.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye.